It rained on the first day of semester. Not a storm, just gentle, hesitant drizzle. Ethan stood beneath the library steps, dry and watching. She walked past, holding a white umbrella scribbled with words. Not printed. Written in black ink, messy handwriting, wrapping around the fabric like secrets. He saw her again the next day. Same umbrella. No rain. She walked beneath sunlight, spinning it slowly above her. Someone asked her, "What's written on it?" She smiled. Things people forget to say. Outside the lecture hall, he dropped his sketchbook. She picked it up, slid a note inside, and walked off. Later that night, he opened the page and read, "You draw the world like it's trying not to break." He didn't sleep. He just kept flipping back to that note. They started sitting in the same corner of the library, never speaking, never planning it. Just two shadows leaning near the same window. Sometimes she read, sometimes he sketched, but they never left before the other. He heard her name by accident. A group of girls laughing. "Lian Yu, you dropped this." Lian Yu. The name stayed in his mouth like something warm. He never said it, but he wrote it 42 times in the margin of his notebook. It rained again 2 weeks later. She appeared beside him, holding out the umbrella. They walked without a word. Her shoulder touched his twice, and both times, he forgot the day of the week. He heard her laugh once, behind the art studio. Not polite laughter. Real. Loud. The kind that sounds like it belongs to someone with no sadness at all. He turned to look, and for one moment, he saw what she looked like without secrets. He started leaving small sticky notes in her favorite library book. Never signed. Never dated. Just lines like, "Some silences feel like conversations." The next day, the notes were gone. But she looked at him a second longer than usual. He finally read the umbrella. One day when she forgot it in the reading room. Messy phrases looped around its edges. "Tell me you miss me. Don't pretend." I felt it too. He didn't open it. He just held it quietly and returned it to her desk. She approached him that evening. "You looked at it, didn't you?" He nodded. "It's okay," she said. It was waiting to be seen. And then, she sat beside him, closer than ever before. At the cafe, she passed him a folded napkin. "Do you write back?" He blinked, then scribbled, "Only when it rains." She smiled and took it back. Outside, the sky was already turning. She told him fragments of her life. How her mother once taught her to keep secrets in poetry. How her father called her too emotional. How her umbrella was a gift from someone who left. He didn't speak. He just listened and blinked slowly. She said, "That's how I know you're real. You listen with your whole face." He finally sketched her. Not when she was posing, but while she slept in the sunlit window seat, umbrella folded at her feet. Later that night, he burned the sketch. He said it looked too much like the truth. She called him late one night. "I don't need you to say anything. Just be here." He sat on the other side of the call, breathing slowly, drawing circles on his bedsheet. She didn't cry, but he heard the weight in every silence. They sat under the bridge during a summer shower. "I'm scared I'm too much," she said. "Too much emotion. Too much memory. Too many words." He opened his sketchbook, wrote one line, "You're the kind of too much the world doesn't get enough of." She didn't reply, but she leaned her head on his shoulder for the first time. Someone else began sitting near her in the library. A loud boy. Confident. Funny. He made her laugh louder than before. Ethan watched from a distance. He didn't sketch that day. She didn't show up the next 2 days. Not in the library. Not in the cafe. Not under the bridge. He didn't ask anyone. He just sat in all their usual places like a placeholder. She returned quietly, handing him a folded page. "Sorry, I forgot how to be soft for a few days." He didn't unfold the paper until she left. It read, "I missed the version of me that only you bring out." He handed her a small black pen. "For the umbrella," he said. She looked up, eyes wide. Then, wordlessly, she reached over and gently touched the side of his hand. Just for a second. Just long enough to write something new. There were so many things he never asked. Why she walked alone so much. Why she hated goodbyes. What the first words on the umbrella ever said. Instead, he asked, "Will you stay longer today?" She nodded. And they watched the rain return through the library glass. Sometimes, love doesn't arrive with fireworks. It shows up in borrowed books, in shared silences, in umbrellas full of words we couldn't say out loud. Maybe this wasn't the end. Maybe it was just the pause before the rain. But in that moment, under the plum tree, with the sky whispering change, he looked at her, and she looked back, and everything that mattered was already understood. And sometimes, that's enough.